MOM Radio and Pipe Bomb Radio present Not Your Mama's Radio Show with your hosts, former WWE superstars Oscar, Sir Mo, and Dreamy Mimi.
And we are live for Not Your Mama's Radio Show. Here are your hosts, Oscar and Sir Mo.
Hey, what's up? Another week on Not Your Mama's Radio. How you doing, Felix Almeida?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. Just started back to school and getting things back to normal again.
Why are you majoring in school again? I don't know if I ever asked you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, you asked me why did I go back to school, or?
No, what are you majoring in? What is your case, your corporate study?
Yeah, well, I've already got my AA degree in office technology and doing administrative work and so forth, because that's what I've done for a number of years. So I pursued a BA in social science. Not sure what I want to do with that just yet, but definitely doing something with it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about college. You go there, you pick a major, and who the hell knows what kind of damn job you can get whatever you go to school for. That's the way to do it. But it sounds like what you're going to school for, it sounds like you're going to be able to make a hell of a career out of it, and I'm proud of you. You're never too old to learn.
No. Listen to Mo. He's got 2 degrees, too.
Sounds like he's going to be taking somebody's badass kids from him, what he's only doing.
Hey, speaking of badass kids, Felix, let me give you a heads up real fast. I just now getting in the house from doing a nice anti-bullying presentation in Hammond, Indiana.
Uh-huh.
And I gave every last one of those kids our phone number. So when you get a bunch of kids calling you tonight and talking about can they speak to Oscar and get on the radio, yeah, tonight you're going to be flooded with calls more than likely. So I'm just going to give you a heads up. Sorry, buddy.
No, of course. No, I just want to let you know, too, we are now joined by the lovely Dreamy Mimi. How you doing, Mimi?
Hey, Felix, how you doing?
Doing good. We're talking about school and anti-bullying and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, we just left the anti-bullying presentation.
Awesome. You guys have fun with
Mo.
that?
Hey, Dreamy, how you?
I'm good.
You must have took a Valium.
No, your brother over here be exaggerating.
Uh-oh. My little fat buddy be exaggerating.
Yeah.
Chub.
All right. Yeah.
Chub. What's up, Chub?
Yeah, well, hey, speaking of exaggerating, tonight we got, we got a fantastic guest. The whole epic show, RVD, Rob Van Dam, is going to be on in a little while and tell us about, my main question to him is what life is like in the WWE locker room today. I want to know about his career, but I definitely want somebody who's a current, WWE star, to give us the inside scoop on what life is like in the company now. But there's a topic that I'm going to get into tonight with everybody. And it's going to be the topic that we're going to talk about all night long tonight. We're going to do our interview. And the topic is, and Mo, you're going to jump all over this, and I'm sure Dreamy is too, Felix. What does it take for a wrestler in the WWE primarily or anywhere else to get over? What does it take for a talent to get over? And we're going to cover a wide range of different opinions about that one question, but that is the question of the night. What does it take for a guy to get over? You got a lot of talent.
I know the number one answer.
Yeah.
I know the number one answer. I know the number one answer. Opportunity.
Opportunity, okay.
Right, and I'll explain later.
All right.
Be ready. Be ready. Go ahead.
You got a lot of guys right now currently on the WWE roster, but just because you signed that contract, that doesn't mean you are over. I mean, let's just get that out the way. Now, Mo, I'm going to take you back, and you love to talk about this.
Okay.
One of the things that made the Generation era one of my favorite eras in wrestling, and it's not just the fact that I was there, or we was there, or you was there, or whatever. It's the fact that everybody that was on the roster, whether you liked them outside the locker room or outside the ring or whatever, everybody in that locker room brought something unique to the table when it came to wrestling during that era. You had IRS Mike Rotunda. IRS had a talent that even though it was a lot cartoonish back then and all that, and they probably could have kept that. That's another argument. You had IRS who was a hell of a worker. Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas's father, IRS Mike Rotunda, who was a hell of a worker in the ring. Not only did he have the technical skill and the catch-can style of wrestling, but he could really bump and make anybody look good. You had some of the big guys like Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam Bigelow was about 380, 400 pounds, but the man worked like he was 150 pounds in the ring. You had Yokozuna, the same thing, almost 500 pounds, but moved around the ring like he weighed 220. And then that brought us to Maiden, Big Daddy V, Nelson Frazier, same thing. 500-pound athlete, 6'9", but moved around the ring right on his feet, doing things that some of the lightweight stars can't even do today. Spin kicks and drop kicks and jumping off the top rope and, everything else. I mean, and let's not forget Shawn Michaels. I mean, he was probably one of the top 3 workers of all time. Shawn Michaels, as an American, rivals any luchador or Japanese-style wrestler that there is out there. Like him, hate him, or whatever, I'm talking about his in-ring skills. So all of those guys and more made up the Generation era, which was, as far as wrestling went, those guys, to me, are top-notch in my book. And not only did they have in-ring skill, just about everybody in the Generation era could cut the hell out of some promos. Something that's missing with the generation of wrestlers today. These guys got some talent. Some of these guys can work in the ring, but when it comes down to cutting the promo, please. Go ahead, Mo.
Well, I have to agree with everything you said, man. Those guys that you named, even though you omit my 260 pounds, but anyway. But, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. All of those guys were incredible, man. I was having this conversation the other week about the Roman Reigns program against Dixie. I mean, I think that's the worst thing they could have done to Roman Reigns was put that program show. If that was Roman Reigns against somebody like a Bam Bam Bigelow, it would be so much better.
Right.
The whole idea of the thing, man, But as far as people getting over, man, you know, can't put somebody out there. You can't put somebody out there for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you know, and expect that to happen. You know what I mean? When I say opportunity, that means you got to give them a chance, though, man. You can't just throw them out there and expect it to happen. It don't happen like that, man. You know what I mean? And I think that another thing that they did wrong was when they took the enhancement guys, you know, out of the program, and they started putting you in there with other superstars, and you had to go in there with other superstars. They had already basically MD, right? They had already pumped out 3MD. So anytime you put somebody in the ring against 3MD, you automatically knew who was going over. You know, it wasn't even a question in your mind. You know, and I think that hurt the business too by not putting people in the ring with guys, you know, enhanced guys that can make them look better, and they can go out there and they can show their stuff. You know, I mean that's what Nelson and I were able to do. We were able to go out there and it's like the first people ringside.
Oh yeah, your phone is cutting out real bad. I heard everything you said, but I just want to let you know that.
I think it's static from your mic or something, bro.
Nah,
yeah, I hear a lot of on your side.
I hear you better now.
Okay, so I mean, just like the first time you saw Nelson and I work, you had never seen us in the ring until, but when you did, it was like,
yeah,
you know, you were excited. You know what I mean? It was like
that's right.
Cool. You know, it was like, wow, I can't believe that. And that's what you don't get, man, when you put, say, somebody coming from NXT against somebody from 3MB. You don't get that wow because they ain't going to do nothing to somebody like that they can get that wow from. Plus, everybody already expects 3MB to get their ass kicked in the first place, man. You know, opportunity. You can't just throw somebody out there and expect them to get over. It's not going to work. You got to really push them, and you got to, you know. But what happens, man? We live in a world now where, you know, it was dog eat dog back when we was there, but it's 10 times worse now because now they paying some serious money.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing that was missing. I mean, it would have been great if you had the caliber of talent on the roster that we had, but you had the circumstance, business-wise, that they have today. You understand what I'm saying? You know, if you had the crowds and you had the elevator promotion, you know, if the company was public and they had all the tools and the machine was running at the velocity it was running now, you know, back then it would have been a perfect world for all of us, but I mean, in life, I guess you can't have one thing and still have the other. Now, one of the other things that, and I touched on this before, that's missing, and I'm sure Mo and Dreami, y'all can jump in, is the inability of these guys today able to cut a decent promo. And see, now on Monday Night Raw, that talent is needed more now than ever before because you got 3 hours to fill and about an hour and 20 minutes of WWE Monday Night programming are people going in trying to fill up time, going in cutting 15, 20-minute promos, and for lack of a better term, they just suck. They need to bring back like Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette can go in and do it. If they needed somebody just to go in and talk trash to the people for a good 10, 15 minutes while they were fixing a technical problem or getting a match together in the back or something like that, you got that fool going out there with that tennis racket, getting that ring, get that microphone, and keep the crowd engaged for however long you needed to keep them engaged. You don't have that today. See, back in the 80s was a different story. You had wrestlers back then that a handful of them couldn't even read nor write, nor cut a decent promo, but that's the reason they had managers. Your Skandor Akbars, your Lou Albanos, your Classy Freddie Blassie, your Graham Grand Wizard of Wrestling, your Arnold Skolins, and so forth and so on. They can work their ass off in the ring, which was a Vince McMahon Sr. That was a prerequisite to you getting a job back then. You had, no matter what size you was, how big you was, or how small you was, or whatever the case may be, you had to be a rapper to work in the WWF back then. But you didn't have to say nothing because they have mouthpieces to say it for you. See, they don't have that today. They rely on this cookie-cutter good look, and you got some guys in there that are great workers. You got Dolph Ziggler, you got Danny Bryan, but Dolph Ziggler and Danny Bryan, to me, my opinion, they don't have the greatest mouthpieces on them.
No.
John Cena cuts great programs, but his in-ring repertoire is limited. The Rock is one of the greatest promo cutters of all time, but even his in-ring repertoire is limited. Mo, what do you think?
Did you say The Rock?
Yeah, he's one of the greatest promo cutters there is, but his in-ring repertoire is limited.
Ooh.
Yeah, no,
Well, you know what? I don't think it's limited. In a lot of cases, I don't think it's limited because he can do so much. I think what it is, man, they were in an era where you do what you do best. You know what I mean? You do what you do best. They have now what we call 3, 4, 5 signature moves that they put in there on the match. And as long as they get those 3 or 5 in there, it doesn't matter if they get creative and come up with anything else.
Okay.
And when you throw The Rock in there, here's the one thing you got. Here's one thing you got to look at when you compare talent. For me, I think you look at how somebody takes a bump number. And I'm talking about the flat back. You know what I'm saying? Like Shawn Michaels, for example. There's like no better planet than that guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Look at how John Cena takes a bump. It's usually on his ass bone. All of that makes a difference, man. Right, Rock off his ass off. He's not as limited as you might think. Less is better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The less you do, and when you get reactions for what you do, the better off you are. It would be a crying shame to do 3 or 4 more different moves, and then the fans piss on it. Then you really gonna look bad. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you get them with what you get them with. Like say Booker T, for example. Years ago, Booker T had a best of 5 or best of 7 series against Chris Benoit. Those were some of the most creative matches I had seen, in forever. Benoit against Booker T. But what is Booker's signature move? Spin around, the Harlem sidekick, scissor kick, then the Harlem hangover. Those 4 moves right there. Take those 4 moves away from him, you got nothing. So you're exactly right on your point. You gotta, this day and time, you need to learn how to talk. Back then, you did have some of the greatest managers there.
Hey, Oscar?
Yeah.
I mean to cut you off there. I just want to let you know we do have one of the callers calling in now that you mentioned, and I'm going to put him on now with you. You're on now with Oscar. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello? Who's this?
Baron.
Hey, how you doing?
Club.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
That's good. Did you have fun with me at the Boys and Girls Club today?
Yes.
Did you win a prize?
Yes.
Okay, what'd you win?
Nothing.
Oh, you didn't win nothing?
Nope.
Okay, what did you learn today about bullying?
I learned about bullying.
What about it?
Not to bully.
All right, you learned not to bully. Okay, say hi to everybody, Darren. Everybody say hi to Darren. Darren's calling us.
How you doing?
Hey, Darren.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Okay. All right, Darren, thanks for calling us, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's what makes the job worthwhile. Oh, that was so cool. Hey, Mimi, you see that? One of the kids called us. All right, so go back to what you were saying, Mo. Go ahead.
No, I mean, you were right on, man. I mean, a lot of the guys, but I think, so, bro, back in our days, they would just give us points to hit on. It seems like, from what I'm understanding today, they try to hold. You know what I mean? And that might be hard for some of those guys to do.
No, you breaking up really bad.
Yeah,
that's somebody else's phone, man. I'm telling you.
Now you sound better.
It sounds like a toilet in the background.
Now you sound better.
Maybe your phone start acting up, Oscar.
I hear you a whole lot better now.
I think what you were talking about them being not being able to cut promos, I think that goes back to what we've been talking about for months now. The writing stuff. And that's
they do write the scripts for the wrestlers too now. They don't, and a lot of it doesn't come from their heart, from their gut. People who would just go out there and I'll use a Paul Bearer for example. He didn't need a script. He'd went out there and cut a promo, or even a Paul Heyman could go out there and cut a promo and do better than most.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I agree with you on that one, Mimi.
But everything now is scripted, and with the writing being as bad as it is for the actual shows, I mean, the promos aren't going to be any better.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. So, all right. So, as a female and a fan, what is it you would like to see that would put a wrestler over in your mind? I mean, like, you got some people that you like you like Sheamus, you like Roman Reigns. What is it about them that sets them apart from the rest, in your opinion?
You asked me this before.
I know. I'm asking you. Yeah. So refresh my memory. You know I got Alzheimer's. Today's the topic. What puts the wrestler over? Those two are over in your mind, for sure.
Those are just my favorites.
Why?
I don't know. I like them.
I don't know. I like them.
I think it boils down to character, man.
That's exactly what it is. Well,
I think when you look at somebody, it's just what looks and feels natural as opposed to what looks and feels so fake. You know what I mean?
Right. And like it's some of them it's like too much that they have to act it out. And it's just everybody has their picks. Some people like Bad News Barrett. Some people like The Miz. I don't like either one of them. So it's personal preference.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, huh?
Yeah, what about you, Philly? I'm sorry, Mimi.
No, that's okay. Yeah, Felix, who are your favorites, or what do you think about it?
Who are my favorites?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Where do I begin?
Leave the Undertaker out of it.
All right, I will definitely do that. I would definitely have to go if I went with somebody like a Ted DiBiase or even a Macho Man Randy Savage. whenever these people talked, Jake Roberts, he didn't have to even scream or holler or anything. He spoke softly and carried a big stick, or a snake in this case, and you knew the message was delivered. You know, you felt it. You felt their messages. Whereas now, you get some people coming out there who don't have a clue what the hell they're saying, and it shows. You know, they're right now the target for people that have been picking on. They've been picking on Roman Reigns because they say the dude can't cut a promo to save his life.
Right.
You know, but those are some of the even Ric Flair back in the NWA days. You know, he cut a hell of a promo. You know, he could nobody could touch Flair back then.
Let me ask you this, okay?
What's that?
Let me ask you this question.
Go for it.
Do you see a correlation between a promo, like say Jake Snake Roberts promo, right? At the end of his promo, when you saw him,
I hear a lot of background. I hear a lot of background, and it's hard to hear you, Mo.
Somewhere, somebody's doing dishes or something. That's got to be Oscar's headpiece or something. But anyway, whenever you hear a promo with Jake Roberts, right, and he actually wrestles the person that he's talking about in the promo, you would actually see some of the things that he referred to in the promo in the matches, which made the promo mean make all the sense in the world.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, Dusty Rhodes said, you know, he's going to go out there and he's going to wrestle 60 minutes, and he's going to bleed, and he's going to sweat. He goes out there for 60 minutes, and then he bleeds, and he sweats, you know, and it all ties in together. So it's like, man, whatever this dude say, you know, Jake Snake, he's going to drop you on your head. Drop you on your head. You know, it don't make sense. It's almost like the one thing we teach guys not to do when you do a promo is we teach guys don't ever say you're going to kill somebody in a promo. Because you know good and well that that's never going to happen. You know, so don't say something that's not going to happen. But say, you know, in the promo, for example, you know, I know you got a bad leg, and I'm trying to do everything in my power when I get you in the ring, you know, pull that leg off you. Then when they actually have that big match, that's that person's focus, that leg, man. Then that right there legitimizes that promo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, somebody's got a lot of feedback.
Is your headset working okay there, Oscar? Oh, I think we lost him.
He said, hold on.
For a second.
No, he said, hold on a second.
Okay. Well, talk amongst yourselves here. We'll see what we can do here.
While my little chubby buddy is on the bathroom break, I want to ask Mimi. Mimi, you've been watching Raw, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I want your honest opinion. You know, throw your religion out the window for just a second. What do you honestly think about the program between Roman Reigns and Big Show?
Oh, I think that sucks. I talk about it every week because I'm like, first of all, I personally, I'm tired of the Big Show. I don't think that they need him out there every week. Okay, if you're going to keep him on as a superstar, great. But just use him as a presence or something because he's a big guy and, you know, but to have him out every week is just not working. Another thing is he's not, I hate that they keep pushing him as this the world's largest athlete. I need y'all to find another description for him because he is not athletic. He don't do nothing.
Right. I agree.
So
it's kind of like
those are my pet peeves.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to the circus when it comes to town. You know, and when it comes to town the first year, you know, the big act is the bearded lady. Comes to town the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth year, and the big act is the bearded lady. I mean, you know, after you see it one time, the thrill is gone.
Change it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Big Slow need to go. Tell you.
I was trying to remember where I heard that from. I mentioned it to Oscar. I said somebody called him Big Slow, and I swear I think that is the perfect sentiment. But I could not remember where I heard it from. It was you.
Big Slow need to go for real. I'm so and this one-handed punch. If he can hit everybody with one-handed punch like he did John Cena last week and knock him out, tell me why he ain't the world champion. Right. Tell me why he ain't the world champion.
Right.
It make no sense.
Right. No effort.
He should be able to get in the ring with Brock Lesnar, lock up with him, kick him in the gut, give him one big punch and cover him 1, 2, 3, and that'd be the end of it.
Mhm. If it's that powerful and it's that, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about limited. You know that Big Slow is limited.
Very, very. I'm personally tired of looking at it. And then especially for them to be trying to bring up Reigns, I think that was just a poor choice. It's too many other people that they could have pitted him against. Right. And that just was not it.
I agree with you. I think you know what I think they did? I think they made a big mistake when they made Sandow and they made Cesaro, you know, kind of jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because both of those guys can legitimately work real good. And if you hadn't made a joke out of those two guys, you could have put either one of those two against him. Even Swagger. You know, you could have put Swagger against him. You know, the heel heat Swagger had going into WrestleMania before he got caught with the marijuana in Mississippi.
But you know what? I keep saying, like I think I said this a week or two ago. I said I am really convinced that the writers have ADHD because if they do not keep up with any program, okay. Swagger and Rusev had this thing because Rusev supposedly beat up Zeb Coulter.
Right.
Okay, well, so then Swagger was just so irate that he just came out, you know, jumping on Rusev. Then all of a sudden that just dropped out the window. And now Rusev has Ryback and it's like three people that they had against Rusev that we didn't know who the rival is going to be because it's like 1 week is somebody, it's one person, next week is somebody else, and they're not building any reasons behind it. And now I think it sucks because there's no story behind it.
He got a rivalry with Ryback, but now Ryback fired. So where's that rivalry at right this minute?
I forgot. Who ran in on Rusev last week? Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Roman Reigns.
I don't remember.
I think Roman Reigns ran in on Rusev last week. I might be wrong.
I don't remember.
But I know Ryback wasn't there.
No, but he was just, I think it's ridiculous.
I think that the authority thing is played out too.
Oh my God, yes. Let them stay in the background and do some paperwork or something because I'm tired of seeing them. I'm serious.
It's like they're rubbing it in the fans' faces. You know it.
But rubbing what in our faces? That the program sucks?
No, it's like they're rubbing the fact that they're in charge and they can do whatever they want to do, and we just either love it or we don't love it. It don't matter.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Surely to God, they've heard and read all the negativity about that program, man. And it's like they don't care. They don't care what the fans say.
Right.
Want me to tell you? You know what? It reminds me of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. You know, auto racing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back years ago, the average attendance for an auto race was over 100,000 per event. You know, they're lucky to top over 46,000 now. You know, and I don't know.
I understand the concept of the decline, but those are still pretty good damn numbers for anything.
46,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's what happens though, bro. Here's what happens. I mean, you
but
correct
that's
me
over
if I'm wrong.
half gone.
You correct me if you're right. Correct me if you're wrong, because you're not only losing half of your ticket revenue, you're losing half of your merchandise revenue. You're losing sponsorship. There's more to it than just what comes in that gate. You know what I mean? You know, and I mean, bro, if you look at before they even started the network, if you look at some of the numbers from the pay-per-views, man, they were lucky sometimes to get over 200,000 buys, man.
Oh no, yeah. Now I know that. I know the pay-per-view numbers were way suffering. Were suffering greatly.
Yeah.
That's because they were so doggone high.
Well, yeah.
Going through I mean, I understand because, you know, the cable companies are high. So Comcast is high. So anytime you got to pay for something through them, it's going to be high. But that's the thing, you know. Who has, $60 a month extra to throw on a TV show?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, now you can get it off for $9.99, so they solved that problem.
Right.
Yeah, they solved that problem, dude, but they still losing money.
That's because the program sucks.
They still losing money, so I mean, there's got to be some fundamental changes, man. You know, and I think I don't think they're gonna make it until some egos change.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of egos that are really riding at the top of the mountain right now, and as you said earlier, see, you got to understand this, man. Vince McMahon, Triple H, and his family, and your family doing real good, ain't it, Vince? Their family, they've got hundreds of millions, if not $1 billion or so dollars, right? So, being that the case, and that is not going to see, they can lose money all day long, but their lifestyle's not going to change. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with ego and narcissism and you're dealing with a dynamic like that, they have no reason to give the fans what they want, to care what the fans think or anything of that nature. So until something drastic happens, and by drastic, I don't know what, you are going to continue to see them. I'll put it like this. They will give the fans, shove down the fans' throat programming they don't want just because they don't want it. Because they are at the point now where it's like, y'all back here in the locker room ain't in charge. We not listening to these rednecks and these whatever in the stands right now. Y'all not going to tell us how to run our damn show, our damn program, and especially our damn company. This is where they're at right now. And the reason why I know this, number one, Mo, we kind of know him, but forget that for a second. This is what they are telling you every time they come out with their arrogant asses and get in the ring and do stuff.
Right.
The writing shows it. They know they're not stupid, they're not naive, and they're not blind. They know where they're going is wrong, but the reason why they keep on going is they just don't care.
Yeah.
Nobody's making them care.
Yeah, there's the big question. Who is it to make them give a damn?
See, that's the thing. That's the hard part when there's no rivalry, and in any situation, people like out here in Indiana, people yell or complain and fuss about the energy company, but
right.
There's no they don't have any competition, so They can charge what they want to charge, and you got to deal with us because where you going? Who else gonna cut your lights on?
Yeah, it's the same way here. It's the same way here.
Yep.
opportunity. So, yeah, I see that.
So it's pretty much the same thing with, they don't have anybody that's on their level to get, to give them any kind of pause to even think about their programming because, hey, they don't think about that stuff. Like Oscar was saying, it's not hitting their pockets, and it's not going to hit their pockets unless something really drastic happens. Then because money don't last forever. So even if the show was,
sorry. We talking about something really drastic because here's what they do. If y'all haven't noticed this, right?
Mhm.
If you haven't noticed this, let me just clue you in on this one thing. Every so often they say they got to do budget cuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got to save $3 million on the budget.
Mhm.
Well, okay. Wouldn't it be easy if you want to save $3 million on the budget instead of cutting these eight young wrestlers over here that's trying to live? Why don't Triple H or Vince McMahon give up a year's salary?
Nope.
You see what I'm saying?
Not gonna happen.
Right. So for it to be drastic for them would have to be the company go out of business and then they got no income. As long as they got income,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, as long as they got income, they're gonna start at the bottom when they start making cuts.
Yep.
Man, we get rid of
all this is the reason why the Monday Night Wars was some of the best era in the history of wrestling. Because, Mimi, it addresses what you just said. During the Monday Night Wars, with WCW and WWF in quality and in juggernaut status was running neck and neck, when the WWF dropped a half a point in the ratings, they scrambled to make changes because they had an equal competitor.
Yeah.
WCW was running neck and neck, and truth be told, everybody knows this is no secret, WCW surpassed them and stayed past them for a while.
Probably almost 18 weeks.
What's that?
It was almost 18 weeks, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they had that. They had an equal competitor. So they had to care what the fans thought. They had to care about the writing, and if something wasn't working, they had to change it right then and there for the better, or they ran the risk of going out of business.
Yeah, you're right. Because back then, they weren't looking at just the ratings for the whole show. They were looking at the quarter-hour ratings too, man. It's like the first quarter we did like a 3.1. We got to get those numbers up, because they was watching, man. You're right. They was watching them numbers real close.
See, they're not watching those numbers real close now. They don't care because, like you said, they've gotten to a point where the money is good, and they like, look, we're gonna run this program however we want to run it, and
hey guys,
people gonna continue to watch.
Don't mean to cut you off. I just want to let you know the man of the hour is now ready to join us. He says if you guys want to talk to him, he's ready to talk.
Of course we're ready to talk to RVD. That's my brother.
The whole effing show is now live.
All right. What's going on, Robbie V?
Oh, here come the ratings. Here they are.
You got that one. Rob show up. We finna make some money. What's going on, man?
Happy New Year. Everything's good here, man. California, it's like 70, 75 degrees and sunny all day. I'm loving it.
Rob, last week it was so cold I took a stray cat in my house because I ain't wanting to freeze to death, so please don't brag.
Hey, man, just sending some warm vibes your way. It sounds like you need it. I think 90% of the country needs it, from what I understand.
Hey, I'm going to be out your way next month, so me getting some of them sunshine. You meet me at the Beverly Hilton for a drink if you in town.
All right, cool. Sounds good, man. You might not want to leave.
Yeah, I know that. I lived out there for 20 years, so I know what's going on. Hey, my first question, right? I'm going to get right to it. the locker room vibe, because you're a current WWE staff member now, on a talent roster, what is the current fundamental difference between the way the company is ran from a locker room perspective now than what it was in other eras in the past?
When you're talking specifically about the dressing room and how it's run, we used to have, and when I'm talking about 2001 to 2006, which was my first run with the company. Back then we had locker room leaders, and it wasn't something necessarily voted on or appointed. It was just obvious. If Hunter was in the locker room tying his boots, everybody acted different. From my experience, it seemed like back then everybody was walking on eggshells, like they were afraid to get heat. Undertaker was in the dressing room, same thing. You know what I mean? Like I remember in overseas, every night after the show, Taker would be out there main eventing with, like, say, Batista, and everybody would be on the bus waiting to go on to the next town, because sometimes we'd do like 17 towns in 17 days, and we're ready to roll, and we'd be waiting on the bus for like an hour and a half after everybody has left the arena, and I'd go in there to check, and Undertaker would be like sitting with his boots untied, maybe his shorts down to his knees, and a cooler of beer, just drinking, and he had the leverage to do that, as inconsiderate as it was. He had the leverage, and it was because somebody would always run the cooler off the bus into him to try to get some brownie points, because that's the way that it was back then. And every day he would be like, don't bring the cooler in, wait till they get out, man, because we got a 4-hour drive, we got a 7 a.m. flight. As it is, we're only going to get 2 hours sleep. Let's get on the road, let's get going. It was like that, and it's not like that anymore. Those guys aren't working, and they don't seem to put out that vibe that they feel threatened by anybody else getting over and interfering with their own personal agenda, and that's how I see a big difference. Like right now, the guys in the dressing room, they love each other. Everyone gets along so much. It seems like they grew up together, and you know what? They did. Half of them grew up together. I counted 17 families that were second or third generation. Some of them are cousins, if not. And so with that and that NXT, which they didn't used to have, that helps, blend in the new guys with these family members, it basically makes a total different vibe. And so the dressing room, from my perspective, seems more positive. Like everyone's joking around. They're not afraid to feel too comfortable even when they're green, whether that's good or not. I mean, it's not traditional, but it seems like that's the way it is. And it also seems like everybody genuinely is concerned about everybody else's welfare. Like they really want to see each other do good, which is not how it used to be.
No, you're so right. When you tell me that, I'm sitting here with my mouth wide open. I'm like, wow, what a kumbaya atmosphere they got. If only I knew that, because it was dog-eat-dog back in the 90s. You came in 2001. We was back in the 90s cutting each other's throats. If you was green, your ass was grass. Because believe me, bro, I could tell you some stories that will flip your wig. All right, so you are...
Guys, by the way, Oscar... Once in a while, I'll be in a social setting with some of these young guys. Maybe we're at a restaurant, maybe in a hotel room or something, and I'll explain to them how it used to be, and their jaws are dropping. They're like, oh, my God, that must have sucked. Like, they couldn't believe that, like, can you imagine, like, some young green guy, first time on the bus, putting headphones on, like singing loud, singing his heart out, and clapping his hands and like having his own moment. Dude, they would throw that guy out. They used to have the wrestlers' court, which if you didn't already know who was the leaders of the dressing room, they would run court when somebody had heat with the boys for doing something stupid. Maybe not saying hi to someone at the bar when they walked in the night before, something that bruised somebody's ego, whatever. They would have court, and together they would come up with a punishable fine that they would, not as the company, but as the upper echelon of boys, they would implement this punishment on the offender, and I never took part in any of that. I thought that was all ridiculous, and so for me, I'm glad to see that change, but at the same time, being from the old school, that does kind of make me old-fashioned.
Oh, yes, we have seen and we have heard all about some of the wrestlers' court, because back in the Generation era, wrestlers' court went on probably once a week, at least once every other week. Wrestlers' court went on overseas. Wrestlers' court went on in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And believe me, some of the punishments, you wouldn't want to, you could go, it was like concentration camps didn't have some of the stuff that a lot of us had to endure back then.
And the whole power of that was the pecking order that directed everything back in the day, and I just don't see it right now. I mean, obviously Cena's the man, and Cena can and does use his leverage over the younger guys, rightfully so. Like and I do see that somewhat, but it's not like it was where, hey, traditionally that's how we came up. And we feel like, hey, I had to pay my dues. I wasn't allowed to be comfortable, for the first, 8 or 9 years in the business, and then so if someone's under me, I'm going to give them the same treatment that I got. I mean, that's kind of how tradition holds as it's passed down. I've seen it change, and I'm not, even saying if it's good or bad that it's changing. Of course, everything changes, but like I said, I'm from the old school, so it's easy for me to comment on how different things are.
All right, so let's shift gears. Let's go to ECW for a few minutes. What are some of your most memorable matches in ECW? And you had a hell of a lot of them, but some of the ones that stick out in your mind, and why?
Well, my matches with Jerry Lynn, because those were some of the proudest of my career. We just had this chemistry that brought this level and spirit of competition out of each other and out of ourselves. So I enjoyed that. My match with Sabu, of course, I've never, I don't think ever clicked with anybody quite the same way as I have with Sabu. In fact, I know I haven't. So when I first got there, Sabu was telling me what a different level he was on than everybody else, and so I was instantly on that level because Sabu and I had already been tearing it up even at that early stage of my career before ECW, so we just brought what we'd been doing to the new spotlight, and then that set the precedent, to go from there, because that's what it was about, was always outdoing yourself. Had some great matches with Tommy Dreamer. And when I had the ECW belt for 2 years, that's what was fun about it for me and fulfilling as an artist, was bringing in different wrestlers every week or every TV anyway to challenge me for the title. So from Mexico, from Japan, from other companies, whatever. And it was important to me to continue to try to have the best match on the card every night, regardless of what else was happening, which, of course, is subjective, but I held my own. My fans supported the whole cause, and with Fonzie by my side, had a great run. Also got to mention Bam Bam Bigelow. Great matches with Bam Bam. I loved working with that guy.
Everybody Bam Bam worked with has got to say the same thing. I mean, we had rivalries with him back in the 90s, and when him and Nelson worked, it was a thing of beauty. Be it WWE or ECW, and I know you're still in the contract, so you probably got to tread carefully answering this one. Some of your lowlights in your career, some of the things about wrestling that you don't like to see or just didn't like.
Now, you mean just things that I've witnessed, or you mean things that have been part of my life? I want to understand the question.
But more specifically, things about the business that if you could, you would change.
Well, right now, one big thing that I would change is I would change it back to how it was when you and I were fans. You know, what got us interested back in the day, and the exhibitions were more of showcasing. You know, it was meant to get one of the superstars over, so we had enhancement matches, and then as a fan, you would watch Sid Vicious wrestle against two guys, you know, or Big John Studd beat two or three guys at one time, and then when you find out he's going to be fighting Hulk Hogan on Saturday night's main event, you can't miss it. Or they're coming to your town. It'd be a really big deal when you would hear about these main event matchups they were putting together. But now every single match is a main event matchup from the bottom of the card to the top, and I really don't think that's necessary. I don't think that's the best way to showcase the talent either. I know I could, if I was given enhancement guys, I could keep the fans entertained with different moves, different ways of doing them every single week, and carry the momentum up to a real special match. But I say that admitting completely that back in the 80s, I probably would have been one of those enhancement guys. Whatever. I still say I think that it's better. The Monday Night Wars caused this change where everything has to be superstar versus superstar. Then you got to have a creative way to get out of it, you know. And then one guy's going to get screwed or whatever. It's like the Monday Night Wars are over. Vince won. He's the only man in town. Go back to the enhancement matches. The guys will last longer. It'll be easier on their bodies. It'll actually make what they do mean so much more, and I think it would make the main event matchups mean so much more everywhere, you know, on the live events, main event of the TV, and the specials, because basically when you have a pay-per-view and it feels like it just could be like any other Raw or SmackDown show, I feel like it kind of loses its point.
You know, you hit the nail on the head. We was just talking about that earlier. Mo, what do you have for RVD, my man?
Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Excellent.
Good. Happy New Year. Hope the family's well.
Thank you. And you.
This is a question I've always wanted to ask you. The last time I saw you, prior to you showing up at ECW, you were Rob Zukowski, and we were all working for South Atlantic Pro Wrestling in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Long time ago.
Then you disappeared, and then the next thing I see or hear about Rob Zukowski was he was now RVD, Rob Van Dam. You know, what transpired in your life or during your career that made you make that change? Where were you at in your career at that time?
So this was actually the end of 1991. I am just a 20-year-old wrestler. I've been in the business a couple years, and at that time I was taught try to get as much experience as you can. So I would take bookings, and I wouldn't care if they called me the Flying Tiger or the Polish Prince or the International Patriot or Robbie Z. You know, I did some different offshoots of my shoot last name and took some different letters out of there and played with that, whatever. One guy, Ron Slinker, he said, "Hey, you're Rob Von Dam." I said, "Okay, whatever," and it stuck. This was November of '91. And it was like 1 month before my 21st birthday, which I had in Jamaica, which was Jamaica's first ever pro wrestling show at Coney Island Amusement Park in Kingston, Jamaica. So after that, it stuck. In '92, when I went to WCW, they didn't want to call me that, and I was arguing with them because I thought, oh man, I've already been like in some magazines and got some fan base going, and so then we creatively just nicknamed me Robbie V, and so that was in WCW for about 5 months from '92 to '93, but on my end, I never disappeared and then showed up anywhere. So we did those South Atlantic shows, which I started back in '91. It was after I met Ron Slinker at USWA, the Jarrett's promotion. When I finished up there, I went to work for Manny Fernandez in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's where I met all you guys and Viscera way back in the day, before I was even old enough to have a beer. So quite. Yeah. Quite a long time, quite a run. But I went to Japan, and this was let's see, in February of '93. I started going to Japan, and then after that, everything was just great because now I was making real money. Promoters are calling. I could pick my own shots selectively because Japan was taking care of my bills. And then it would be some time before '96 when I wrestled first for ECW. A lot of fans actually think that was the start of my career.
Right.
Not the smart fans, but some of them.
Right. Nelson and I had only been in the business like 9 months at that time. Yeah. You were one of Manny's picks. You was one of the top guys there. I don't know if you ever felt like that or thought about it that way, but at that time you were in the top 5 because it was Shamrock, and Vince Torelli, Tatanka, and Chris Sabin, were the top 2 at the time, and then it was you, and then there was Jeff Hunger or something, the football kid from Michigan.
What is his name? Yeah, I roomed with him for a little while. Him and Tommy Angel. Jeff Husker is what his gimmick name was.
That's it. And then it was Tommy and his tag partner were running against Chuck Smith and Chuck Coates as the German Stormtroopers. So,
and then I went to Florida. And then I was trying to keep that name Rob Von Dam, and then Greg Price had taken over the book from Manny Fernandez, and I went right back up and was doing shots for him at the beginning of '92 and throughout, I guess. And at that time, that's where I met Neil Superior, and the Patriot was around back then. Del Wilkes, and. Some memory. I remember my very first match, by the way, that I drove down there and I wrestled. It was like I wrestled in Tennessee for Jarrett's promotion, Louisville Gardens. There was like close to 2,000 people. It was like for me that was for the first time I was living my dream. I was still a kid. And I was like, oh my God, yeah. And I'm doing I was so green. Who knows, what I was doing or how wrong I was for whatever I was doing in the ring, but. The crowd was reacting. They loved my flips and stuff, and I loved that. I was so excited. And then when I finished up there, and then I found out there's a promotion in Charlotte, I expected like the same kind of thing, just a different area. I was like, wow, there must be groups all over the place. That's awesome. And it was like I'd gone up to Michigan and then back down to Charlotte, drove through the night. I was so stressed out because I'd been driving. And at that time of paying dues, my car wasn't even insured. It was like held together by wires and all this. I finally made it down there after my car actually broke down. I had to get like a tire or something on the way down. When I finally got down there, I went to an armory and there was 2 rows of chairs around the ring, and that was it. My heart hit the floor. I was so disappointed. And then I'm told I'm wrestling Ricky Nelson. I meet Ricky Nelson, and he's like, you do like a whole bunch of flips and kicks. Oh yeah, man, I do back flips. I do this flip. I do a spin kick. I drop in the splits. I do this. Okay, good. Save it for the end. Just do 1 kick. That way it means something. I was like, oh my God, where do I tag out? Someone send me back to Michigan. I want to go home. Yeah.
Yeah. He was. Ricky Nelson was something else, man.
Luckily, I stuck it out, and another memory was wrestling Sammy Morton one time for TV, and I told him I wanted to jump over the rope and do a sunset flip power bomb to him off the apron to the floor, and I think he laughed, but I'm not exactly sure how that story went because I ended up doing it anyway, so I don't know if it was the second match he left in. I don't know. Also, that first time though, there was a nightclub called Plum Crazies in Charlotte that all the boys went to, and again this is 20-year-old RVD, by the way, and before I'm RVD, as a matter of fact, that's the time that you're talking about. I remember one night there was a fight in the bar, in the nightclub, and so Manny Fernandez has a meeting with all the boys in his office at the real estate company the next day, and he tells the guys that apparently Tatanka had gotten carried out by the bouncers after he got into a scuffle, and Manny just tore into him in front of all of us, like just embarrassed him, like made him just like lashed him with his tongue, and all of us. He says, "I'm saying, any of you guys, how are you gonna be my world champion if you're getting beat up at a bar by some nobody, some local guy? How are they gonna believe in you?" And he's like, he told all of us, and this is how old school was back in the day. This is how it was. Manny told all of us, if you ever get into any kind of scuffle, I don't care, what happens, you do not let them carry you out. I don't care how many of them are, you go out swinging, and you better not lose the fight in the first place. And that was like the boss telling you that that's like a company policy. People don't realize how different it was back in the day. When I was in WCW, shortly after that, there was a fine if you brought a girl to the building. It was against the rules.
Wow.
It was different back then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, those were fun memories, man. I sat and I watched a ton of RVD Jerry Lynn matches. I used to love the spot where you'd go do the back kick, Jerry Lynn would jump over it, and then you end up throwing the chair, doing a back kick into his face. I used to love those matches.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that, and it was a really good time in my career because we really thought that ECW was going to be offered the same option, get a fair shot, and get a fair shake at becoming a competitive force on television. And looking back at it, it was such a cult-targeted, action-based show that you couldn't really go to Vince's level and be like diving out, into the crowd without having plants out there and stuff. It was really wild and extreme, and it probably got as big as it could have got, and I'm thankful for that time. But those matches I had with Jerry and with everyone when I was defending the TV title, as that was, I was personally doing my part, contributing to draw interest to the company, and as we were watching the ratings and the crowd attendance rise, it was very rewarding. I've never had another experience like that in my whole career.
So do you think in your estimation that if ECW had just kind of stayed regional, Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, up in that area instead of trying to go to that national TV base where, they put so many restrictions on what y'all could say and what y'all could do you think it would have survived?
I think it would have survived longer, to some extent, but really, eventually all the players were going to get picked off by the bigger companies that could afford to pay bigger contracts anyway, and without growing, there was no way that ECW could ever compete with that.
Yeah. It just did you guys not have like a good stable of guys in the House of Hardcore training center? It's like the only time you ever heard of somebody coming up through that was the Chris Chetty kid.
Oh, through Taz's school?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I remember Taz and Mikey Whipwreck were teaching. I think Perry Saturn had something to do sometimes with instructing wannabe wrestlers at that wrestling school, and that was, I'd only been there, I think, once that I can remember for whatever reason, But, yeah, that's, I don't know how much potential that had. Who knows? But that's, definitely an add-on that you want to try if you have a wrestling TV show. You want to be able to upsell and offer different stuff besides just the program, and that's, there was a lot of fans, and those fans were the most passionate fans out of all wrestling fans that I've ever seen, the ones that came to the ECW shows, and the most opinionated too, which is why I'm glad that I learned to throw myself together in front of that crowd, because being a perfectionist in front of the most judgmental crowd that there is puts a lot of pressure on succeeding. So that really helped form the whole effing show. So I'm grateful for that.
Can you imagine what the WWE show would look like if all the fans and the way they packed the arenas had the same tenacity that the ECW fans had? They'd have a kick-ass show. They would be the biggest thing on the planet, because you're right. When I watch those old ECW tapes and even the ECW matches that I've attended, just the passion those fans had, because you guys would just bring it out of them. I mean, the high spots and just the amazing things and all the chances that you guys would take. I mean, them fans just ate it up. They couldn't get enough. I am surprised that the way the fans reacted to ECW, that for whatever reason ECW even ever came to an end.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to figure that part of what really lit those fans up was the fact that we went so far over the edge. And really, I mean, you can't, I don't think you can grow to a corporate structure while you're so ruthless and so crazy at the same time. Let's look at some of the reasons that the crowd had for being so excited and screaming their heads off. Sometimes when you would watch a show, fire might come out of the ring and light a fan in the front row on fire. That actually happened. Bam Bam Bigelow picked up Spike Dudley and threw him from the ring over the top rope, over the guardrail into the crowd. We didn't have plants in there like you would think, and cushions to break his fall. That was the crowd, and Spike went body surfing on that rabid crowd, and they surfed him around the crowd and then brought him back to the ring. You could never do that, with 20,000 people, or even with a TV camera watching you. People would be like suing you every night. So, oh yeah, I caught a heel in the eye. I got a lawsuit. And they'd have lawyers encouraging it all the way. Sometimes, when I got turned on to ECW, I remember I was flipping through the channels. I'm like, what is this? Everyone in the crowd was throwing their chair into the ring. The ring got buried. And I've had that happen, by the way, in an ECW show, too. Sabu and I were going to put Terry Funk through a table, and the crowd reacted by burying us with their chairs. Sabu caught one in the back of his head. Bam! He turned around to look at it. He caught one in the face. That kind of stuff isn't like the controlled action that people want to believe that they're seeing on TV. That was wild, and that's exactly what spawned that kind of passion and lust out of the fans. You can't jip them and get that same vibration. It would never work.
You guys had a knack for the extreme. Better atmosphere to work. ECW, WWE. I'm just going to see if you answer the question.
Better atmosphere as far as what?
Just the whole thing. Backstage, locker room, politics, everything.
Well, my time in ECW was the most fun ever in my career. I had the most freedom, and I had the most appreciation, the most respect, the most feeling that I mattered, the validity, just feeling, that. So, that's part of what ECW was. When I went out there to wrestle, I never got told how much time to take. I was never told, can you, how about 6 minutes, or go out there, you got 12 minutes. Paul never told me. He said, go out there and steal the whole effing show, and I would go out there and I would steal the show. And now in WWE, it's all about the time. You know exactly to the second. Before you go out there, when you're in the ring, you're conscious, like, okay, I've gone about 2 minutes. I got about 1.5 minutes left. They're going to go on. When you're on break, when they got the app running, that's what the job is about. The whole agenda is so much different. Of course, I prefer as an artist those times in ECW when I was growing, when my name was growing, when I was part of the company. I was part of something bigger, but I was a big part of it. Not just one of a million like I feel like I am with WWE since I first got there. I prefer that. That's the style I prefer. Hardcore. That's where I shine. When you throw the rule book away and let me get creative, that's my element. That's why I had the hardcore belt when I came to WWE, and I don't think anybody could even give me a run for my money. I think that's why they retired it. All they could do is go tip the hot dog stand over. That's not what hardcore was about to me. And but having said that, reaching the stage of professionalism that I did in my career, I wouldn't want to go back to wrestling in front of 500 people instead of 15,000, and I wouldn't want to go back to the paydays that I was receiving, or sometimes maybe even not receiving at the time compared to now. So as far as which is better, there's definitely benefits in both.
All right, so 2015. Where are we going to see the whole wrestling show? Where you going this year? Where can we see you? Where can we find you? What's going on with you this year, baby?
Well, as far as a return to wrestling, I don't have anything to talk about right now other than a show at WrestleCon. I'm doing WrestleMania weekend. Sabu and myself will be tagging for the first time in I don't know how many years. Someone's got to figure that out for me, how many years it's been. But I'm looking forward to that. I heard it might be against the Hardys. Someone else said maybe against the Dudleys. I don't know. Either way, I'm actually looking forward to that one. And as far as the return goes to WWE, I have an ongoing relationship with them, like Chris Jericho, where we do short-term deals. We come and go, and when we're there, we know when we're going to leave. So we don't quit. There's no surprise. We know we're there for 3 months or 5 months or 6 months or whatever. And then on the off time, we do whatever we do to balance out and then come back when we're ready. So right now, I'm not really feeling too ready. I'm not in a big hurry to come back. I don't want to come back unless the conditions are right. Last time I was there, the writers kind of beat the crap out of me. That last year, when I made my return, it was like the biggest thing. They promoted me for so many weeks. RVD's coming back after 6 years. I watched the videos they showed. I said they expect to see the same RVD that they had 6 or 7 years ago. And that's awesome because that's exactly what I'm going to give them. And it was just great. And I did. And the people were, people were great, the fans. And it was a good 3-month run last year. This year, I came back after WrestleMania, and I don't even think they made an announcement. They were just kind of like, okay, here comes RVD for his next competition, as if I had never left. So I kind of feel like hurrying back to the ring, and I appreciate the chance to say this because, of course, on Twitter I get asked all the time, but I haven't been able to explain elaborately. But I feel like rushing back too soon, it would hurt the effect, the impact that I could have, especially after my last run there. So I'm not in a real big hurry, but fans can always keep up with everything that I'm doing by following me at Tweet Secret. It's my fan club. I personally make these little movies like every day, or at least several a week, at least 3 or 4 or 5 a week. Sometimes a couple a day. And it could be me sharing insight, talking about the UFC fight, the matches. It could be me riding my bike. It could be me and other celebrities hanging out. And I've been filming my Tweet Secret videos since the beginning of my last WWE run. So every single town that I went to, including Japan, Australia, I was shooting these little minute-and-a-half videos everywhere, and it like documents my whole life. So it's really like the biggest of my fans that really can't get enough of me by just waiting to see me back in WWE. That can follow me out of the ring too with Tweet Secret.
What celebrities you been hanging out with lately?
Hey, you were on Tweet Secret, Oscar.
Oh, was I? Oh man, I feel famous now. I was on Tweet Secret.
And my Men in Black interview, remember?
Oh,
you were like,
yeah.
Men in Black.
Okay. I feel famous now. I was on TV, Tweet Secret with Rob Van Dam. So what other celebrities you been hanging out with? Not no name as big as mine, but, you know, some of the little people. I'm going to let you go in a minute, but who else you been hanging with?
Oh, well, you know, sometimes I forget, like, who other people see as famous, you know. Like, I know a lot of famous people, and then there's, like, my inner circle of friends I might hang out with, you know. Like, Justin McCauley is a MMA fighter. He's, like, one of my best friends. And some of my best friends in the wrestling business, you know, would be, like, Booker T or Chris Masters, who lives out here in L.A. as well. But yeah, I have friends, some friends that are actors, or musicians. Andrew Bernarski called me last night. Big, he's a big actor from every football movie, Any Given Sunday, and the program. The big dude, the big raw. Everybody remembers him as the big juiced up guy. Yeah, he's one of my friends. But yeah, it would take stepping out of my head and looking at my friends from a different angle to try to impress you with who I know. But on Tweet Secret, you know, I do say hi to them or interview them. Big Show, Paige, Mark Henry, all the guys. When we're overseas on the bus, that's a good time to shoot a video. When you're on the bus, and they're like, dude, so here we are in Italy. Have you been here before? And with the videos, anyway, you get to see the real me at my home, at work, at play, in the gym, all the above. So that's it. And RobVanDam.com usually is the where I have the hub where you can get all of my social networking from there. The Facebook, Twitter, all that right there.
All right, well, I'm going to call you next month because you're going to have some real good Tweet Secret videos to make when I come to town the weekend of the 20th, because we have a huge celebrity weekend hangout going on in Beverly Hills. So I'm going to call you if you're in town and you're available. Stop by because your Tweet Secret is going to heat up because you're going to meet some of my celebrity friends down there, and I got a gang of them. Trust me, you'll be impressed of who I rub elbows with. We're going to have a good time at Night of 100 Stars on Oscar night, Academy Awards night. But we're going to be there all that weekend. I'm going to invite you to come down. We're going to hang out, make some more Tweet Secret videos, and I'm going to call you. If you're in town, you're more than welcome to come join me.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, dude. I'll bring you up some West Coast flavor.
Yeah, okay. Don't do that. All right, Rob, thanks a lot, man. I'm going to let you go ahead because you just hung out. I know you got other things to do. Rob, thank you. This has been an honor. What's that? Oh, no, he was laughing. Before I go, Mimi, you met Rob. You got anything to say to Rob before you go?
Yeah, how you doing, Rob?
I'm doing awesome, Mimi.
It was a pleasure meeting you and hanging out with you at the event last night.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well, and you have a great night, Oscar, and everybody there. Have a great night. Good luck with your show and with your anti-bullying campaign and everything else that you're involved in. I'm looking forward to seeing you next month.
All right, Rob. See you next month, babe. Thanks.
True.
All right, and that was the whole effing show, and I mean, that was an awesome interview. Rob Van Dam was just a man. What did you think of Rob Van when you met him, Mimi?
I thought
he
was really cool. I was laughing because I had to ask you if if he was gonna be cool, or because you know when you see people and you haven't met them, you don't know if they're going to be down to earth or if they're not. I just wasn't quite sure, but then when I saw him, just how he walked across the room and was like, interacting with people, and it was just really cool to see.
And you know what's sad, and Mo can attest to this. It's good that you ask, and I give you the heads up, because everybody's not like that. Everybody's not like that. You got some people.
Believe that.
You got some people who it's like if the honor is all yours that I'm even in the room. I'm only supposed to be here between 8 o'clock and 9:30. I'm not staying a minute later. I saw the rudest thing and I'm not going to mention no names, but I saw the rudest thing when Nelson was in New Jersey. Mo, you didn't make it. You was ill that weekend, but this is the rudest thing that happened. Okay, now, when you have an autograph signing and you come in with either a vendor guest or you're a super ticket talent, generally the promoter will tell you, well, you're going to sign autographs between 8 a.m. and 10 or 4 to 6, whatever your time is. Now, as a talent, as a celebrity, if you're supposed to be there between 8 and 10 and the line is still a mile out the door, the 2 hours you're supposed to be there, most of us, as a courtesy, we will stay there until the last fan, has been taken care of, who has their autograph, who has their picture op, whatever. This particular person, who was bar none the most popular guy in the room, he had a line, and I'm not gonna say it in his defense because he was dead wrong. He still had a mile long, but that man got up when his time was up and left all those fans hanging. Mo, is that what you're supposed to do when you get paid to be there for 2 hours and there's still fans trying to get at you, or was he dead wrong?
No, man. When you got people standing in line that pay, to get there, to be there, or whatever the case may be, and they stand in line, want an autograph from you, man. Even if it takes you another 2 hours to get through everybody, man, just because they think enough of you to want your autograph, you should want to stay there and sign those autographs, man.
Yep.
I think that right there. I think that just shows the class of person that is to leave people standing there, and I mean, we just think of the person that you think is like the biggest star in the world, and you finally get a chance to meet them, and then when you meet them, they're cussing you out, saying, "Get the hell out of here, kid," or, that kind of stuff. Man, that's totally, to me, that's just not human. It's beyond not being professional. That's just being a total prick.
All right. On that note, we're going to run a commercial, then we're going to come back with Dreamy Mimi and the WWE Report. So we'll be right back. It's been a great show so far.
Bodies have been bruised.
How do you learn to fall off a 20-foot ladder? He may have been broken in half.
I thought Shane might have been knocked out.
Dislocated my right shoulder.
I think I broke my tailbone.
Necks broken.
I ruptured a disc which fragmented into my spinal column.
Careers ended in an instant. Yes, this is entertainment, but the hazards are real.
How's he even able to stand? Trainers, EMTs, referees down.
No matter who you are, whatever you do, please don't try this at home.
Well, how many high school boys does it take to change a light bulb?
Want to light up your light? Yeah! Never know Slim Jim. Turn to the spice. Baby, do the same. Need a little excitement? Never do it, Slim Jim.
Listen to Oscar and Mo with Dreamy Mimi Thursday night on Not Your Mama's radio show from 8 to 10, only on Pipe Bomb Radio Network.
Once again, it's time to take a look back at what we saw on Monday Night Raw. Not Your Mama's Radio Show presents The Raw Report with Dreamy Mimi.
This is your WWE report for the week of January 11th, 2015. The Authority is back with a vengeance with the firing of Eric Rowan, Dolph Ziggler, and Ryback. A gaping hole exists in the WWE roster. Can Cena bring them back in time for the Royal Rumble? The universe's fingers are tightly crossed. Alicia Fox is along with Paige, the newest cast members of Total Divas. Fox has had a rivalry as of late with Naomi. As the matches have been decent, a storyline is yet to be emerged. How about the fact that seemingly Fox has taken her spot on the show? That would be a decent fuel for the flame. That's it. I'm submitting my application for head writer in Stamford, Connecticut. It's time. Is it me, or could they please find a better use of time for megastar Roman Reigns? This rivalry with Big Show, or as Mo calls him, Big Flo, is a mismatched absentee of storyline, a hot A mess. Bray Wyatt would be a better rivalry, and the story could conceivably go all the way to WrestleMania. Any application is looking better and better. And could someone please pin Rusev already? We've seen all the tricks in his repertoire. Enough already. And finally, is it just me, or was Seth Rollins curb stomping both Brock Lesnar and John Cena in the same ring a stretch of the imagination? All I could say was, come on now. And finally, we at Not Your Mama's Radio congratulate the late, great Macho Man Randy Savage on his induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. It's long overdue. I'm Dreami Mimi for Not Your Mama's Radio.
You better believe it's long overdue.
Yeah, hey, in my opinion, Macho Man Randy Savage should have been the first name in the first year of when the Hall of Fame was invented.
Actually, that went to Andre the Giant, but yeah, I agree.
No, I mean, okay, Andre the Giant, but no, he should have definitely been in the first class. All kidding aside.
No, definitely. He helped a lot of people. He inspired a generation.
He deserved to get that accolade while he was still living.
Oh, I can give you an amen and a hallelujah to that.
Jesus.
Hallelujah, Jesus. There you go.
Preach, brother.
Yeah, there are some puzzles in life that I just will never, ever understand. Okay, which brings me up to my big announcement for 2015. And this is real exciting. Everybody hold on to your hats, because I'm just loving this right now. Not Your Mama's Radio Show. Not Your Mama's Radio Show. The members of Not Your Mama's Radio Show, I guess we are just doing so well that we are taking our show on the road. It's going to be 3 big black people in a car going up and down the road just like in the 90s. The only difference is Nelson, God rest his soul, won't be with us. Dreamy got some big shoes to fill, but with that mouth, it's still going to be 3 big black people talking shit, going up and down the road, miles and miles. She got a mouth on her, so it won't be the same, but it's still going to be quite an experience.
Nelson will be there with you guys in spirit.
We have a lot to talk about. Our road stories are going to be legendary. So let me run it down for you. All right. Here in January, I'm still here in Northwest Indiana doing the Boys and Girls Club thing with the anti-bullying. I'll be back in Cedar Lake, Indiana on January 23rd. February 20th, Dreamy and I will be marching the red carpet, and we are going Academy Awards night. Tonight at 100 Stars, the Beverly Hilton Hotel, Beverly Hills, California. That's going to be February 22nd, but we're going to be lurking around the L.A. area the whole weekend of February 20th. Sir Mo and I invade Boston, Massachusetts, March 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Pro Wrestling Marathon, Boston Pro Wrestling Marathon, autograph signing and super event, which is going to be in the Boston area. Again, that's March 7th, 8th, and 9th. April 12th, for 4 days straight, the three of us, Sir Mo, Oscar, and Dreamy Mimi, we will be doing the show live from Las Vegas, Nevada, as we'll all be at the Cauliflower Alley Club event, the Cauliflower Alley in Las Vegas, coming live out of the Orleans Hotel in Las Vegas. And June 27th, Sir Mo and I will be on hand with Dreamy Mimi as we will be at New England Fan Fest 5 at the Providence Convention Center, Providence, Rhode Island. Directly after that, we will be in Wildwood, New Jersey at the Wildwood Convention Center for the Wildwood Pro Sports Collectible and Baseball Card Show, July 3rd, and we will be there the whole July 4th weekend in Wildwood, New Jersey, tentatively with Too Cool. So that is going to be the Not Your Mama radio show on tour 2015. More dates to follow. I can't wait to get out on the road with these guys. Dreamy, is that exciting or what?
I don't know about exciting. I'm waiting.
A lot of traveling.
Well, Felix, it's not really the traveling. I'm more concerned about being in a car with the two of them for long periods of time.
That's a good point.
Hey, what do you mean?
We got the
I mean, come on, guys. Y'all know I'm the referee as it is. Just being stuck in a closed car with the two of you? Yeah.
Yeah, but look, it's going to be simple. You going to drive. I'm going to be on the passenger side. The luggage is going to be in the back seat, and Chubba Wub is going to be in the trunk. No problem. No problem.
The first thing you got wrong is I'm not going to be the one driving. You're going to be doing the driving.
Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. I don't think Oscar filled you in, but for 3 years, my black ass drove every mile, every town, every highway for 3 years, and nobody else ever drove 1 mile. So, no. You the newest member of the crew. You got to get broke in, darling. You drive. Chubba Wub in the trunk. I'm on the passenger side.
Do you hear this, Felix?
Oodles and noodles.
I'm listening.
It started off wrong already.
You got the
in this group, but I'm with two guys, and I'm supposed to do all the driving.
You got to get in, dog.
Hey, that's right. Don't forget to bring the George Foreman grill, because you're going to be cooking, too.
Watch out.
Y'all going to be some hungry Negroes then.
Yeah, man, that's right. Maybe you bringing the George Foreman, we gonna eat good as hell.
I'm be like Mimi, pull over. We hungry.
We hungry. There you go.
we gotta get a lighter adapter for the grill so we can cook in the car.
Yep.
Be like, hey guys, I just want to let you know that there has been a caller on hold, patiently waiting. After our guest had left, of course, he's been wanting to talk to you. I figure I'd go ahead and bring him on now if you guys are ready to answer Egg fan who's been waiting. Here we go. John, you're live with the guys here. What's your question?
Yeah, actually, first of all, I think I remember Mimi from Hit the Ropes Radio as Nep, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Mimi, weren't you Nep from Hit the Ropes Radio when you were on before? A radio show?
No.
Oh, no, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, my question is, I'm always the expert about the Rumble. Everyone's talking about Taker returning, and do you think this is a possibility for him to make a return, just for number 30, because he's been the first one to win it? He's entered it 3 times, 1987, 2003, and 2007, 3 times at number 30, because I know he's not going to go all the way towards 30, whatever number he enters. But if he gets this, says, like he said on Twitter, not over yet, and then he goes for the title all the way to take a break from the ring until WrestleMania, do you think this may happen? Because everyone's bringing up this crap about Roman Reigns, about him on the mic. And, of course, if this gets ruined for Cena winning it for the 3rd time, being tied with Steve Austin, we're in deep trouble, because everyone knows WrestleMania is not the same whenever he's put in the main event.
As far as Undertaker being in the Royal Rumble, that is not going to happen. I'm not even going to speculate, get your hopes up, not even a guess. Could he make an appearance at the Rumble? That's possible. But to actually be in the Rumble, no, you are not going to see that. No.
Yeah, of course. I know that's not going to happen. Of course, he's not been having big moments for WrestleMania that many. I mean, with the Royal Rumble many times. But the only thing is, like everyone's saying, Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, those are the only ones. But I've said this 1,000 times. Like, I'm not wanting to see a former champion win it. Oh, he won it again. Like, we hear that every time at WrestleMania. For the first time, dreams do come true. That doesn't happen anymore after a person wins it and gets put in the main event for the very first time, because Cena's always taking that spot.
Yeah. If I had to make a Rumble prediction, I got two Rumble predictions, and everybody can disagree. I see Reigns actually winning the Rumble, but this is how I see the John Cena, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar situation playing out. I see Lesnar beating Cena to a pulp, Cena pulling out the win, but even though Rollins may get pinned, I put it like this. I believe Rollins somehow is going to be the winner of the Roman Reigns. The Brock Lesnar Cena Rollins situation, because Lesnar is fueling up some more UFC situations, so he's trying to distance himself from WWE. He got money to be made in that. Nobody wants to see Cena be champion again. I don't care how you slice it. And for Rollins to be champion, that's going to bring a lot of heat, so they're going to orchestrate a way for him to win that belt. Somebody correct me.
Yeah, well, remember this. If he does win it, then the record's broken. Ric Flair's not only the champion for 16 times. You got to remember that. If he wins it, he's going to be tied with Flair. And another thing, no one has ever won championship for their very first time at the Royal Rumble except for Sergeant Slaughter when he beat Ultimate Warrior in 91.
No.
Ric Flair won his first WWE championship.
Yeah, well, that was the Royal Rumble. I'm talking about a match, not the Royal Rumble.
Okay. Well, if I was writing the scripts from January to WrestleMania, I would have the finish come down to Cena versus Rollins, because I would have the Undertaker come up through the bottom of the ring, attack Brock Lesnar, and beat his ass all the way to the back of the building. Let Rollins go over on John Cena. Put Reigns over in the Royal Rumble, so Reigns and Rollins is the main event. The semi-main event will be a return match against Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, with Undertaker coming out on top in the end, getting payback. But that's just me.
Yeah, true.
I would pay to see that.
Well, another thing I got to think about. Am I wrong or anything? Did I miss anything? Did he say I'm cashing it in? Seth Rollins. Didn't he say I'm cashing money in the bank? I could be wrong. Only RVD that we had on the show said I'm cashing in at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, so if this is a situation, what's going to be left? Because I don't see Seth Rollins right away being put in the main event. But and another thing, like, are we still? Oh, I forgot. By the way, I forgot. Like this, like the rumors again. They pulled a SummerSlam moment, like we saw last year with the cover already out. We already know what's going to be put for the next pay-per-view. John Cena, Roman Reigns are going to be teaming up against Big Show and Seth Rollins. So this is going to be a 2007 moment. Like, okay, we now know the rumors. Roman Reigns is going to win the Rumble, and this is going to be the same thing that happened in 2007 when the person that was going to be facing Cena teamed up, Shawn Michaels, Cena, they take on Batista. This is going to be the same thing like last time. So I think we know the rumors of what's going to be happening with the Rumble, but I don't think we know yet about the champion of who's going to be leaving.
It's a toss-up.
Yeah, it's definitely a toss-up. I mean, we all could speculate all day long, and we was writing it how it should go. But we're going to see in about a week and a half, and you can catch it all for $9.99. Thanks for calling in, caller. We appreciate talking to you.
Yeah. Well, actually, one made Shamrock his song.
What's that?
Did you remember me last time if I was the one on here that made the song for Shamrock?
Who made the song with Shamrock? What song?
Yeah. When I made his song, like I'm everyone's songwriter, a wrestler's famous songwriter.
You're a famous songwriter?
Yep. Because Oscar is on the air, just so you all aware, because he's got something to share of what he did with me at the fair.
What I really did with you at the fair?
Oh, my God.
Are you going to talk about what we did at the fair in front of my wife? Get him off my radio show.
Hey, this dude been hanging out with Austin Porch, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to challenge you, dog.
What we did at the fair. We didn't do a damn thing at the fair. Honey, me and that man didn't do nothing at no damn fair.
Hi, my name is Oscar, and 2015 is here, and then when it's here, then I'll cheer, because that's when I'll be drinking beer, and that's when I'll have my gear.
Yeah, that dude's some kin to Austin Porch, man.
They trying to it's time to go. Get your ass off my radio show. Goodbye.
They trying to secretly throw a challenge at you, Chubba Wub.
Yeah. Is it me or is his accent coming in and out too?
Yeah. They trying to throw a challenge at you, Chub.
Oh.
Man, what is going on? Everybody thinking they can beat you, Chub.
They just coming out the woodwork.
Yeah, man. They just trying to punk you out.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This ain't wilding out with Nick Cannon. Get your asses out of here.
Get your ass off our radio show. Hang up on that bell.
Oh, all right. What was we... Phillips, you got any more calls?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm too ignorant.
Wow.
I just
think
don't
you're gonna be driving with these guys in a little while, pretty soon.
Hey, Oscar.
I don't know about that.
Oscar.
Do we lose it?
Oscar.
There
you
go.
Are you some kid in the Rodney Dangerfield?
I know right?
Your ass don't get no respect.
No, not a drop.
Oh man.
No respect at all.
None, dude. None. That's just terrible. Dude tried to rap too, man. He tried to rhyme.
Yeah, I know. I mean, first he sounded like Alberto Del Rio, then he sounded like Dean Ambrose. So I'm like, is you got an accent or what?
Be like, hey, buddy, you forgot the accent that time. Fix that shit.
Yeah. No, let me tell you something, my friend. And what the hell? You know, end of the day. Yeah, so at the Rumble, what's going to be, it's going to be, my friend.
No.
What? We're going to have nachos Del Grande, and we're going to have some fried chicken, too.
Man, what nationality is that dude? That's what I
don't know. Maybe his mama was black and his father was Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican.
He sounded like he was Jehovah Baptist or something.
Yeah, hey, I'm not one to judge nobody. You know me. I'm not one to judge nobody.
Y'all are ignorant.
I ain't one to judge.
Yeah, I'm not one to. You know, I don't mean no disrespect, but. Yeah, you ever hear that term? You know, I don't mean to be out of order. I don't mean no disrespect. When a person leaves a sentence with that, because I know I do. If I tell you I don't mean to be out of order, I am getting ready to get so out of order that Terry jumping in the Supreme Court is going to take and put me in order for the next thing that I'm going to say to you. Or if I say to you, I don't mean no disrespect, but that means I'm getting rid of that disrespect the F out of you with the next words that are coming out of my mouth. So why do people even say that?
Yeah, man. I mean, every time I say something about Big Slow, I don't mean no disrespect, but
yeah, I don't mean no disrespect. Who are them people?
Oh man! Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all in your business, huh?
Yeah, why you all in her business?
I don't know. You got ADHD. You doing something, but something happened and it just distract you easy.
Yeah, dude, you the kind of husband that'll sit there and look over your wife's shoulder when she on her text messages, ain't you?
Yeah, 'cause I want to know who the hell she talking to. Like that. Wait, I'll give you just an example of that. Like when I'm doing my anti-bullying presentation, and this pretty brother with braids whispering in her ear, talking to her while I'm looking at the corner of my eye. I'm like, don't let me stop with these kids and slap this man right here in this gym.
Hey, look, dude. Here's the thing, man. When that's happening, you doing good. You okay unless she start laughing. If she start laughing, he done said something to tickle her. He done said something that's done tickled her fancy. Then, boy, you in trouble.
Yeah, wait a minute. She was giggling while they were talking. I caught that too. You right.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about. Oh,
hey, you better start leaving her ass in the office from now on.
Man, who you telling? Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I can't even take it. Man, this is just wrong, man. I can't even take it nowhere, dog. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, because they was having a little sidebar. I'm like, look at this man trying to holler at my wife while I'm talking to these damn kids right here at the Boys and Girls Club in Hammond, Indiana.
Man, hey, some of the biggest players hang around the playground, buddy.
Oh man, it's seven. But you know what? It's all good. It's all great. If you got somebody nobody else don't want, maybe you shouldn't want that person either. I mean that's just so true. I think the Shawlights had a song about that or something.
That's right.
So all right. So Phil, what we got on tap for next week?
We are actually still working out details for the guest next week, but I will reveal on the 29th. I've just spoken with him a little bit ago. We will have former TNA superstar Hernandez coming to the show January 29th. Stay tuned for more information as far as who we will bring to the show next week. We will be posting it out as soon as we have it confirmed.
And who's coming up on radio the next 2 weeks?
Well, I know we just had a tremendous chat with Ross and Marshall Von Erich. A tremendous show, tremendous. These guys, this family, I mean, the outpouring of love that this family continues to get and has gotten over the last 30 years is amazing. And now with this next generation, these kids, they've got their head on straight. They know what they want to do. They know where they want to go. They're all very close-knit, and it's just incredible to listen to. But as far as this coming Tuesday, where we're bringing back somebody who we've had on the show, he's based out of Houston. He is independent wrestler Carson, or as he's referred to, Houston Carson.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
you guys are continuing to do a tremendous job over there.
Okay. Was any of you guys get to watch Wrestling with Death the other night?
No.
That new reality show?
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I saw you posted about it. How was Derek King's debut on there? How was that show? What is it about?
It's the guy, the Latham family owns a funeral home in this small town, about 7,000 people. But they also run wrestling every Friday night there. So it's a it's a combination of they talking about the family business, and then they talk about it. Always ends up at the end of the, you see clips of 2 or 3 wrestling matches, but the last thing is a eulogy at the end of the funeral. I think it's got a really good plot. I watched the first episode. It's actually broken down into 2 episodes, 2 30-minute episodes, and I watched them this week, and I thought they were really good. I think that the only thing that I would do different is I would make sure that the wrestlers that they do showcase on the show, can make stuff look good, really good. But other than that, I thought it was a really good show.
Okay, your buddy Derek King, did he make you proud?
Man, you know what? You can't go wrong with Derek King, man, when it comes to wrestling or entertaining. Because that guy to me, it ranks right up there with somebody like Shawn Michaels as far as ability. Not saying he's got the talking ability that Shawn's got, but that guy's top notch as far as wrestling goes. He just ain't never got a chance. I mean, the biggest guys in the business that's gotten all the chances. I mean, if you take 5 inches off of these people, they wouldn't be nothing in the wrestling business. Take 5 inches off of Kane. Take 5 inches off of. Take 10 inches off of Big Show. Take maybe 10 inches off of Kevin Nash. Take 5 inches off of Scott Hall. Those guys wouldn't have been as big as they are in this business, man. A lot of guys made it through. Yeah, they have talent or whatever, but a lot of guys made it through because of height and size. That's just my opinion. We still on?
We are still on.
Yeah, no.
Coming down to the final bit of minutes here.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. So, no, I'm glad that that show, made a good showing and everything like that. And maybe because of it, maybe Derek King will get a shot.
Well, if he doesn't get a shot, like I told him when I spoke to him this week, it opens up a lot of other doors. So, take a chance and make the most of it, man. One of the biggest stars in this country right now is that way because of reality TV. That's Nene Leakes. Man, everybody has her on their TV show. And it's all because of reality TV.
My question is, when are we going to bring Nene Leakes to Not Your Mama's radio show?
Never.
Just checking.
Mo, I have a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
You in trouble, Mo.
I have a bone to pick. Yes.
With me?
Yes.
Okay, pick it.
What was yesterday?
Girlfriend, I sent you a happy birthday.
I didn't see your name across my page.
Well, maybe you just didn't look in the right place. I sent you a message. It said, "I'm sorry I'm running late, but happy birthday. I love you." You better go back and check it. And after you check it, I want an apology next week on the radio program.
How does it feel to be 21, Mimi?
Wonderful.
Man, awesome.
I'm
That's
21.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic when you're 21, hot and sexy like that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, well, see, I know all about that.
And what?
I know all about that. That's right, 21, hot and sexy.
Don't be bragging, boy. Don't be bragging. Don't forget that dude had her laughing at the bullet awareness program.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness. Traveling to you three is going to be pretty entertaining. You should carry a recorder, Mimi. That way you can record him.
You forget, Oscar, you over 50 now, you know. You still got to use that little blue pill. This dude must have been a young cat.
Wow.
A young whippersnapper.
Yeah, he was young and trim with that long braided hair. I could have took them braids and shoved it up the beep. Okay.
That's one of the bad boys.
The radio is about over. We got 2 more minutes left. Mimi, would you like to say anything in the last minute and a half we got to the fans?
No.
More any last words? They're going to be your last words, you black bastard.
Hey, Mimi.
Yes.
Did you like that guy's braids?
Mo, you're supposed to be talking to the fans.
Fans. There any fans out there that got any questions about Mimi and her lunch date today while Oscar was doing the fully awareness program?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Man. I should have ate that last photo.
10 seconds, so I'm going to spend 10 seconds to tell you kiss my fat 50-year-old ass.
It's fat, too. Big fat.
All right, everybody. We're going to see y'all next Thursday. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, Dreamy.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Felix.
Love you, Mo. Bye, Felix.
All right, good night, guys.
Bye, fat ass.
$4.95 and he's built to last. So let the sign for you, the boy is fast. M to the A to